Hi, this is Aaron with Zollotech. Today I wanted to show you the setup and a few of the different features of the Motorola Blur. We just did a simple unboxing, and if you've seen Motoblur on T-Mobile before, or if you're familiar with Android, you may want to skip this video, but for those of you that are more interested in how this works and how it's set up, I'm going to show that to you. So this is the main screen you come up to right once you boot the phone. We'll go ahead and hit start, and we'll activate the phone. So it's going to say, please listen for instructions. I can turn the speaker on. It's actually dialing the phone.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless Programming. Para español, oprima la estrella.
Okay, so we don't really have to do anything here. It just programs, it activates the phone, and then we continue from here. From here, we're going to set up our accounts, and that will take some time probably. And obviously, I don't want you to see my passwords and things, so I'll go ahead and set those up off screen. But we'll wait for this here. Let's see.
Press 1. Update your roaming capabilities to. Please hold while we gather some information.
So now it's activating.
While your phone is being programmed, if you'd like to listen to instructions on setting up your voicemail, press.
So the programming's successful now, and what we'll do is press any key to continue. We'll hit OK. And we can register a new account if you don't have a Motoblur. I already created an account because I've been playing with this for a few days. So let's go ahead and hit that and hit next. It's going to use an existing account. You can see the 3G. It's pulling data, sending and pulling data. I only have 1 bar of signal, which could be a problem, but we'll try and get this completed. So it'll take just a moment. There we go. So I'll go ahead and enter this. You can see I push the keyboard out, it flips. And let me go ahead and enter this, and I'll be right back. So I've set up and activated the phone. So let's go ahead and wake it up here with this wake switch. And we hit this to unlock. So now that we have the phone unlocked, this is the home screen of the Motoblur interface. And what we have is our different social networks. We have Facebook, Happenings, which kind of combines everything. Twitter, Facebook, your email, some things, and it just throws them in there when we have something new. Here we have messages, messaging, and browser. It's kind of the default setup. We have 5 screens total, so the middle and 2 in each direction. For those of you that have not used an Android phone, if I want to add widgets to the screen, I simply tap and hold, and then we've got shortcuts, widgets, folders, and wallpaper. So we'll go ahead and hit widgets, and we can pick from whatever. I guess if we want music, there is none on here, but we can hit music. And then we've got a music player. We tap and hold, and we can move it around, or put it in the garbage, or trash. And there we go. Now, the nice thing about Android, unlike the iPhone actually, is we have notifications. We can multitask. We can do some extra things. So up here you see the little @ symbol in the corner. That means I have an email. So if I want to check that, I simply pull down and check it out. I'll comment on the Zag Invisible Shield review I've done. We tap and we can open, or we'll tap and hit the wrong one. Tap and open that. And there's our email. We can go back with this button. We can go home with this, and this is our options button. So we'll go back home, and if we want options on the home screen, we simply hold that down. That'll give us a keyboard. If we tap this again on Blur, we get add, wallpaper, notifications, and settings. If we want to go to settings, we hit back, and that drops the keyboard down. So what we'll get is we can manage different things like our Wi-Fi. If I'm not connected to Wi-Fi, although if I want to, I hit Wi-Fi is on. Here's the different networks in the area I'm in, and we can just pick one. So that's pretty much the basic Blur interface with the social networking. And then what they've done is customize the bottom. So we do have the drawer, normal drawer with the camera and camcorder and that sort of thing with our different apps and the marketplace. We can drop that back down. But here we have our contact button. We can hit that, and this is all these different contacts. And what this has done is pulled from Facebook and Gmail and the different networks that I have set up on here. And what that will allow us to do is when that number changes, much like Synergy on on the Palm Pre or Pixie, what it will do is grab that information from Facebook in real time and update our information. So very handy, real nice setup. Here we have our normal dialer. We can tap that, and we have our buttons, very responsive. There we have recents, frequent, speed dial that we can set up. Pretty simple, pretty basic. But what I have found is this is much faster than some other Android phones like the MyTouch I've used. It just seems to respond very quickly. It feels very optimized for the Motoblur interface. Although it is 1.6 as far as the version of Android, the only thing you're really missing is much of the voice interaction. I think that, and for those that have not used it, probably won't miss that. If I wanted to use this in landscape mode, I can open this and it will flip. You can see that just flip, and we can use this here. We do have this sensor here, and this allows us to go back and forth through the different screens, just like the ball or the different sensors on different versions of Android. I prefer the ball. This sensor is a little bit touchy. See, it's not working so great. It is a button as well. We can push this and open the browser, and there we have CNN. I just opened to check out. There is no pinch to zoom or anything on this particular version of Android. So we'll go back to home. So that's the basic features of Motoblur. It combines everything, and what it does is it allows you to set up a lot of different accounts at once. So if you want to add, these are, again, are just your home screen options. But if we go to the, let me move that down. If we go to the options screen, for settings, we can add a bunch of different accounts. So if we go to accounts, it's going to show you, here's my Motoblur, my Facebook, my Gmail, my Twitter, and we can add to that. And what it does is it shows us our options. We can do corporate sync for your corporate email, like on an Exchange server. PhotoBucket, Yahoo, MySpace are the only ones I haven't used. Picasa, and it will combine all of that into the interface, which is really nice if you use all of those different services. And as you can see here, it says this person has a new profile picture that just updated by itself, pulling the data down through the 3G connection. This isn't a review, so I just kind of want to give you an overview. But as far as the features of the phone, really nice. We have a camcorder and camera. If we go into the camcorder, the way this phone works is we've got a little camera button up here, and so the camcorder is active. There's my hand, and now we're recording that video at the same time out of the camera. We hit it again, it stops recording. Very simple. And we go back in here. We can do the camera and maps and that sort of thing. The Google Maps is updatable in version 1.6. But for those that aren't familiar with Android, I just wanted to give you a quick overview of the Blur interface along with this interface. So we do have the normal drawer, our different apps we can scroll through. This, being a Verizon phone, has the VCast, the VCast videos, and some extra things such as the Verizon Navigator. Although you really don't need it, just because you have the new update to the Google Maps application that has a navigation option in it, which is really quite good. So see what's new in Maps. It's just our Google Maps. It's locating us, and we have to use this little button to zoom in. Unfortunately, there's no pinch to zoom. We have to use this to zoom. We can double tap the screen to zoom, but we can't pinch to zoom like on an iPhone or Palm Pre or some other versions of Android. Overall, that's a pretty good overview of the Blur. As far as the phone itself, we'll go more in depth on that a little bit later. Build quality is really good, and kind of wanted to show you some more of the features. But that's just the interface. Real simple, but very good, very quick. Phone's really responsive, and Android is a pretty solid platform at this point. This is Aaron with Zollotech. We'll see you next time.